Hello, hello, hello. We are back again for another AEW stream. Sorry, I got confused there. I got a little lost. There used to be a thing where you can read. So what's the difference between these? So I think it's because he hasn't debuted. So I was just going to go through, confirm, gimmick change, whatever, and change a couple of, the frontman's fine, just change a couple of gimmicks. We'll do these first, up to Eddie Kingston, and at a later point carry on afterwards, just to get things a little more. I should have gone through and did all the gimmicks as they went along, but just didn't have the chance yet. Ali is just known as the Bunny, isn't she? Ali, that's Ali Cat, Ali Rex, Cherry Bomb? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I feel like she's just known as the Bunny. Swagger? Andy Williams is Butcher, that's fine. Change his name to the Butcher. Nope, that's fine. Angelico, Adrenaline Junkie's fine. Star of the show is fine. 5-tool player, that's fine. Fighter, fine. Enforcer. Staff member, Degenerate Female Monster, Witch. Most wanted. What would be the name of Big Fun Babyface? Fan favourite? Save, you can tell I'm English from the way I spell favourite. Billy Sparks, Space Jesus fine. Degenerate, Old School Valet. Does she call herself the first woman of wrestling? That's fine. Brandon Cutler, Fan Zone, that's fine. Bret Hart. Is there a better Bret Hart picture? No. That's fine. So you don't want to be a road agent? Talk to worker. He might not do a good job, but I feel like he could be a road agent. Machine, DMD, staff member, Latino Heat. Fan favourite, that's fine. Painmaker, it's renamed to Le Champion. Daniels, Fallen Angel, Gentleman, Degenerate, American Nightmare. Fun Babyface, Half Dead, that's fine. Hugger. Fan favourite. That's fine. DDP, The Invisible Hand, that's fine. Evildoer. Can I talk to him and say perhaps on card for another run? Nope. Legend is fine. Staff member, Walking. Cocky, yeah. Happy with all of that. Eventually we can debut more people. So let's continue. We're here. AEW Dynamite 1. I did try and also set up just to kind of get AEW Dark, but no one will let me get like another TV deal for 3 months, and it's like, that's fine, I can do 3 months of Dynamite without doing a B show. So Full Gear is up next. Do we have Full Gear? Yes, 9th of November. But here we are tonight for Dynamite. Ah shit, I haven't changed the picture. Isn't there a way to adjust details? No one gets the night off. Daly's place is perfect. Booking team, everything's fine. Locker room incidents. Caitlyn, yeah, you can have another night. Face, make offer. Part of me's tempted just to give Caitlyn, Walter and Matt Seidel an argument. Robbie Eagles and Ibushi got an argument. Chris Jericho's fun to be around. Glacier had a tournament. Matt Seidel took Nick Wayne under his wing. Morishima wants to be a locker room leader. Let's do it. Excalibur tried to bring Billy Gunn into some team building, which annoyed him. Tully Blanchard has an idea. What is our backstage like? Because a few people have an issue. Excellent, so that's fine. I also wanted to check something else, I feel like. Nick, Matt, Kenny, Cody, Morishima. Yeah, wanted to change this if possible. I felt like there was a way to edit details, unless that's just for an event. Ugh, that's fine. I'm fairly sure I changed the picture. So AEW Dynamite 1, the debut episode. The show begins with a brief open featuring some of its biggest wrestlers in the company. So we can just do our general... So it's Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone and Excalibur. That's the announced team. Commentary. Again, happy Jim Ross, Tony, Excalibur. Save. So we have our AEW Dynamite opening. Hype, pre-taped, video, 3 minutes should do. I can always adjust that. So we have Jericho, Mox, Cody, Pac, Penta, Dustin, Hangman, Kenny, Kota, Nick. Stick Phoenix off screen. Is Matt Jackson just recognisable? Yeah. Nice. AEW Dynamite open. Straight away in the video package to get us ready for Cody versus Sammy Guevara. Video package to hype up Cody versus Sammy Guevara. Again, happy to make that the first match. Cody, Sammy. Stick Chris Jericho off screen, talking about getting ready for the title match. Sammy Guevara makes his entrance with his panda gear and he's nicknamed the best ever. So we have a quick 12-minute match. Cody went up top and Sammy jumped off the top rope with a Spanish fly slam for the 2. Sammy went up for a shooting star press, but Cody got the knees up and an inside cradle win after 12 minutes. A fun, competitive match with some big spots towards the end where each man came close to winning. Nice. Cody, Sammy, solid 12. Cody goes over, let's have this match, work the crowd, get everyone into it. So Guevara went up and Cody shook his hand. This led to Chris Jericho coming out to attack Cody. Guevara went up to Cody and shook his hand. AEW champion Chris Jericho came out to attack Cody. So we have, what's the storylines? All Joshi wrestling, Shida, Nyla, Riho, that's fine. Alpha Omega. That's kind of, if we alter storyline to Le Champion. I think the starting storyline, we can have, it's Chris Jericho and Cody. Okay, let's we can end this storyline. So Chris Jericho, Cody. Let's stick Sean Spears as a supporting role. Same with Sammy. Dark Order, that's obviously going on. tag team tournament. We need Nick Jackson and Kota in there. What are the storylines? Oh, yes. Add storyline AEW Mox vs Omega. That is just the John Moxley Kenny Omega storyline. As we go through, we'll see some others. I think actually storyline Le Champion. That could do with Darby. The show returned with Jericho still in control of Cody as they battled outside the ring. Jericho continues to beat down Cody. Jericho did a promo on the stage saying he is Chris Jericho and he is Le Champion of AEW. Yeah, that's fine. Just need Sammy, Chris Jericho, and Cody. Jericho promo on the stage saying he's saying he is Chris Jericho and he is Le Champion. See ya, Jericho promo. Chris Jericho cutting a promo on Cody. Character development. 2 minutes is fine. Brandon Cutler entered for a match. Excalibur let us know he's a school-age friend of the Young Bucks. MJF makes his entrance. MJF insulted Cutler for being a guy that should be being the guardrail because he's a complete loser. MJF said that Cutler will find out that Dungeons and Dragons is not real and that MJF is better than you and you know it. So straight up, just a quick MJF beating Brandon Cutler win. Cutler face, that works. Do we have a more I'll change the picture while booking a match. Cutler went up top, then slipped off and favoured his left knee. The referee tried to keep Cutler back, so MJF hit Cutler with a forearm. MJF slapped on the Salt of the Earth armbar for the submission win after 3 minutes. They showed interviewer Chris Van Vliet at ringside with Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes. Smith says Jericho plays a bad guy in the movie. Jack Evans and Angelico came out. Evans trash talked Mewes and Smith. So Mewes said they were even good enough to win a match. This led to Private Party showing up at ringside. Yeah. There was a plug for the AEW World Tag Team Tournament starting next week. Let's just do hype video, the AEW World Tag Team Title Tournament. So we have, let's make this a hype pre-taped video. Isaiah, Mark Quinn. We have Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky. Who else is in it? We could do Nick Jackson and Kota. Evil Uno, Stu Grayson, Chuck, Brent. And probably some kind of mixture of Jungle Boy and Marco Lucha. Nice. Oh yeah, and Bandido and Penta. SCU were interviewed by Schiavone, where he talked to Sky, Daniels and Kazarian on the stage. SCU are interviewed by Schiavone, where he talked to Sky, Daniels and Kaz on the stage. The Lucha Brothers show to interrupt. Fenix says that they are the best tag team in the business. Penta says Sierra Romero. And that led to a brawl. The Mexa Brothers showed up to interrupt, which led to a brawl. Go for Schiavone. Mexa Brothers showed up to interrupt, which led to a brawl. Nice. Frankie, Scorpio, Daniels. So Tony Schiavone is the interviewer with Penta and Bandito. Who's back? Because we might actually have the books, so we might not have to do Kota Ibushi. Absences. Yes, Rey Fenix is still out, but the books and John Moxley is back. So World Tag Team Title Tournament, we can add Matt Jackson. Nice. That makes a lot of help. Bit of a break. The trio of Young Bucks and Kenny. Chris Jericho had a chat with his partner Santana Ortiz, with Chris Jericho telling him this is the most important night in wrestling history. Jericho has a chat with LAX, telling them it's the most important night in wrestling history. So the champion, we can also add Santana, search. Oh, sorry, I'm rolling. Yeah. So we have Ortiz. Is he under Mike Santana? Yeah, there he is. So Chris Jericho, Mike, and Ortiz talking about Kenny, Nick, and Matt. Nice. 2 minutes should do. Where is Mike Santana? I just want to change it to Santana. Perfect. We then have Hangman Page against Pac with a 20-minute time limit. Pac hit a low blow to the groin. Pac denied it and went up top. Pac jumped off the top with a Black Arrow splash, followed by the Brutalizer after 13 minutes. So Pac against Hangman. Ooh. Pac can get the win, but it is tainted. We can also have this match steal the show, since they're probably going to put on the best match. Showed replays of the key spots and have a commercial for Full Gear. Britt Baker made her entrance to join the announce team of the women's match. We can have a... I can just move this here. Up next is Riho against Nyla Rose for the AEW Women's Championship. They battled on the top rope, with Riho hitting a Northern Lights suplex off the top for a 2 count. Riho went for the running knee. Rose avoided it, and Rose hit a jumping knee to the back, followed by double knees to the face. Riho covered for the pinfall, with Rose kicking out after the 3. The match went 14 minutes. This is the second time that it's been mentioned that Nyla Rose kicks out straight after the 3 count. I don't know if it's because they're really trying to protect them, but how are we doing that? After the match, Nakazawa went to the ring for an interview in Japanese, but Rose hit Nakazawa from behind. Rose went for the powerbomb and nearly dropped him on his head, then picked him up again and hit a second powerbomb. Rose went for Riho, but Kenny Omega ran ringside. Justin Roberts went to interview, but Nyla Rose attacked him. She went for Riho. Omega made the save. Hello, TARDIS Mechanic. How are you, boss? I hope you're doing well. Justin Roberts. Next character development. Nyla Rose. Oh, not Rick Knox. Riho and Kenny. I hope all is well with you, TARDIS Mechanic. I hope you're doing alright. It's been a hot minute. It's been a hot minute. The elite trio of Kenny and the Young Bucks make their entrance. Santana Ortiz make their debut. Getting there. It is roasting, isn't it? It's lovely. I believe Santana and Ortiz are just known as Santana and Ortiz in AEW. As LAX was owned by Impact. Are they going to be an active permanent unit? It's bloody roasting, but I like it. Proud and Powerful, I think that is actually their name. Save. Golden Lovers, that's fine, we're doing it as a team. I appreciate the weather, but it's not so good when I'm still working in a kitchen. Still trying to get out the job. My notice is in, I have one more week. Yet no one wants me. It's mental. Every time I think I get somewhere with a job, the employer just ends up ghosting me. Which is wild. You'd think people would want their jobs filled. Yeah, I agree, there's got to be a breeze. It does mean I can get my washing out though, which I appreciate that. So we have our 3v3 main event of Kenny Omega, Nick, Matt, Chris Jericho, Santana and Ortiz. The return of Matt Jackson after being out for, I think, the past year. Not year, that's an exaggeration. He was out from... Oh, he did surgery. Yeah, he was almost out for a full year. A little less than a year, 10 months. Which, thank God we were doing the pay-per-view circuit at that point. When was he last for us? All In. Wrestled at All In and that was it done for him. Until Dynamite. As opposed to Nick Jackson wrestling non-stop. All In. And then making his way Double or Nothing. Teaming with Hangman. Fighter Fest with Kota. And then Fight for the Fallen, Kota. Fight Forever with Kota and Juice. And then once again, All Out with Kota Ibushi. So we have our main event. Nick hit a running kick on Jericho, double stomp on Ortiz, and Nick went up top with a twisting moonsault to Santana on the floor. Matt tagged in. Nick tried an attack, but Jericho intercepted with a code breaker. Cannonball attack by Santana on Matt, and they whips Matt into the Judas Effect back elbow. So Jericho can get the win in 13 minutes. Chris Jericho, quick win, storytelling. After the match, Jericho, Santana and Ortiz went for the books. Cody ran out and tried to make a save, but Sammy Guevara went into the ring and kicked Cody in the balls. Dustin Rhodes ran out to save his brother and Dustin cleared house until Jack Swagger ran into the ring and slammed Dustin. We have the Inner Circle. After the match, he heals attack until Cody saves. It's attacked by Sammy, then Dustin, then Hager. Nice. So, Chris Jericho, very quickly. Jake Hager, yes, heal. We definitely have a better Jake Hager. Is he under Jack Swagger? There we go. That one will do. And then Sammy Guevara, heel Spanish God, yes. So, Chris Jericho, Santana, Ortiz, Cody, Dustin, Oh, I forgot. Kenny Omega, John Moxley shows up. Does he? Yeah, Mox shows up in the match and attacks him. I don't know how I completely missed that. So Jericho, Santana, Ortiz, Jake Hager, Kenny, Nick Jackson, Matt Jackson. Is that everyone? Can you stick John Mox in? Dustin, Cody, yeah. Whole gaggle of people. Interference during the match on Kenny Omega from John Moxley. Nice, we want to make this a little longer. All is good, the heels come together. We might as well stick them as a stable now, but shh. Best friends, Dark Order. Let's add, oh, I might as well make it Inner Circle. Here we are. I see Inner Circle. So we have Chris Jericho as the leader, Sammy Guevara as, I guess, the heir, Santana and Ortiz as members, and who's the other fellow? Jake Hager as the muscle. Nice. SoCal Uncensored is fine. Strong Hearts, we need El Lindemann as a member. Jurassic Express is fine. Inner Circle, yeah. So we have 14 more minutes that we can squeeze in. Should we have a nice little fatal four-way? Exclude already booked. Is there anyone that could do with some time on? Oh shit, there's a whole match we forgot, I think. No? Is that next week? I did also read next week's reviews just to make sure. Oh yeah, everything's fine. So let's have men's. Let's have Ray Horus, Matt Cross, Flamita, and let's give Darby Allin a win. Get Darby Allin further up. 12. How long do we need? 14 minutes. Let's get Darby over. Watch a wild brawl. Put it about here. Nice. Matt Jackson, Riho, Nyla, and Santana are used too much. Is this, yeah, the AEW World. Everything looks good. Let's have two little pre-show matches. Let's have the Butcher and the Blade take on faces. Male. Who do we have? Let's do Marco Stunt and Puma King. That's fine. Pre-show. Stick the Butcher over. And then a quick face win. Is there anyone down here? Orange Cassidy, you can go over heel. Anyone around here that isn't too important? I could just stick someone here. Men's, Alan Angels, Orange Cassidy. Let's stick OC over. Nice. Book analysis all looks good. 70% matches. We're at 77, so would not be penalised. Let's run this. In a pre-show bout which had decent wrestling but non-existent crowd heat, the Butcher and the Blade defeated Puma King and Marco Stunt when the Butcher pinned Marco Stunt. Yeah, I just want to make sure this other match was pre-show. In a pre-show bout which had terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat, OC defeated Alan Angels in 4:57 with a Superman punch and sustained a stinger during it. Oh, 7 days. Easy, man. Got the AEW Dynamite opening. And a video package to hype up Cody against Sammy. Good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Cody defeated Sammy in 11:46 with a disaster kick. Guevara... It does feel a little brutal on Cassidy. Especially considering there's some people that... like Jack Evans and Angelico, both very good wrestlers, I like them a lot. Their stats are crazy compared to what Orange Cassidy's was right there. Guevara went up behind Cody and shook his hand. AEW champion Chris Jericho came out to attack Cody. Jericho cut a promo on the stage saying he is Chris Jericho and he is Le Champion of AEW. In a bout which had subpar wrestling and little heat, like Brandon Cutler. As much as no one in life cares about Brandon Cutler, he's getting like a very similar, if not the same, rating as Orange Cassidy, which is mental. Cheap views for Tony Khan. Subpar wrestling and little heat. MJF defeated Cutler 2:37 with the Fujiwara armbar. We've got a hype video for the AEW World Tag Team Tournament. And in a decent wild brawl, Darby defeated Flamita, Ray Horace, and Matt Cross when he pinned Flamita after a coffin drop. SCU are interviewed by Schiavone, where he talked to Sky, Daniels and Kaz on the stage. The Mexa brothers showed up to interrupt, which led to a brawl. I was trying to remember if Ray Fenix was back yet, but he's still out. Fuck me. In a bout which had great wrestling and good heat, Pac defeated Hangman in 13:03 by submission with a brutalizer after blatantly cheating. Go on, how long are you injured for? 30 days. Okay. Getting some awful luck at the moment. Jericho has a chat with LAX, telling them it's the most important night in wrestling history. In a bout which had subpar wrestling and little heat, Riho defeated Nyla Rose in 14:27 by pinfall with a jumping knee attack to win the AEW World Women's title. Justin Roberts went to interview Nyla. But Nyla Rose attacked him. She went for Riho, but Omega made the save. In a good match, that's just the end of it, just a good match. Inner Circle of Chris Jericho, Santana and Ortiz defeated Omega and the Young Bucks when Jericho pinned Matt with a code breaker. During the match, we also had Mox run in and attack Kenny. After the match, Jericho, Santana and Ortiz went after the Bucks. Cody ran out for the save, but Sammy Guevara got into the ring and kicked Cody in the balls. Dustin Rhodes ran out to save his brother, but Jack Swagger ran in and slammed Dustin to end the very first Dynamite. How have we suddenly, the last stuff was great, why have we suddenly dipped to 63? Injury review, not great. Financially, made 87,000, that's fine. Popularity recap, alright, we need to be hitting 68-ish. I felt I should have done better. I don't think there's any other TV shows, so I'm not sure if there's anything in the broadcasting that we went head to head with. I will check the general Raw and SmackDown. Oh, is NXT also on a Wednesday? We'll find out. There we are, yeah, obviously. Feedback from viewers was excellent. Good, although some found it underwhelming. Alright, what was the Dynamite show? That's us. Fucking hell, I'm dumb. What was the NXT show? Did Jack and Leo Rush defeated Ricochet and Lars? Io Shirai defeated Ternara Conti. Dakota Kai defeated Baszler. Vanessa Bourne defeated Candice LeRae for the NXT Women's title. Nikki Cross defeated Joanne Carpenter. The fuck's Joanne Carpenter? Oh, one of the randomly made people. Brennan Williams and the War Raiders defeated Marcel Brathel and the Mighty by countout. That's an awful show. We did so. How would that get a 77? See how Shirai getting a 93? Okay. I won't argue. What's our product? Nice. Tight. Match focus ensemble. I think regular focus. Save. Financially, we lost $1 million last month. I made a profit that one. I don't think it does actually. Occasionally, there will be like other TV shows implemented into the game, so you can see TV ratings wise what you're up against. Like some mods will put in like, I don't know, Family Guy to see that your show was up against Family Guy or Late Night with whomever that month. Other TV shows, there we are. So yeah, occasionally we will be up against, so I guess the Super Bowl is in. Yeah, it is. Looks like it's just sports. Which isn't too bad. But it shouldn't necessarily affect us booking, really. How did that do so badly? Anyway, let's carry on to AEW Dynamite 2. Just wondering if it uses a blanket penalty on things. I think it does. I think that is the reason behind the other shows. What is the third? AEW show like Best Friends Against SoCal. I just need to make sure, because quite early on in the AEW there was a lot of debuts. I feel like at some point we also need to get Chris Jericho. Not Chris Jericho. What's it called? Emi Sakura? Heel, I think she actually plays. Who is she up against on the next show? Britt Baker and Riho, so yeah, I guess heel. Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is the person I was on about. That's a great Candice LeRae picture. From what I see, like a lot of, like what did the last update do? Many stat adjustments by request. All Japanese men will retire. Edits to regional sports networks, more portrait changes, more celebrities, more championship belts available for purchase. There. Probably something I could have done with, but yeah. We'll deal with it. at least it actually feels quite good to only do a weekly show. Like, just to do one show and be like, on to the next one. And to be booking one company feels quite nice. Normally I'm fighting about with a few. Though this is a time where I wouldn't have minded booking WWE. Like, I feel like I know this era of WWE, at least slightly. You slowly start to lose me when the whole tribal chief gimmick, whenever that started, is when I kind of completely dipped out of wrestling. Don't get me wrong. Heard good things about it, and whenever Sammy was part of the tribal gang, that seemed cool, that seemed fun. Don't really dipped out wrestling. "2009 was pretty good. 13 to 14 was also kind of great. I did also miss out on the summer of Punk, if I'm honest, which is something I'm kind of gutted about. 16 was fine when they re-brought back the brand split. In 2016 it was quite enjoyable. But then it quickly lost me again. I couldn't really tell you about 17, 18, 19. I think I only kind of got back into the world of wrestling for AEW to debut, because I found that quite exciting. I enjoyed that. But Daniel Bryan winning in 2014, oh. Yeah, I am kind of just like, if I'm going to watch some wrestling, it's because a random independent show has kind of sparked. Like, I enjoy watching Bloodsport. I think that's a good gimmick and I like it. But outside of that, it is mostly just historical stuff. I was saying on the last stream, I did see Dragon Gate USA start up again, and that's exciting for me. I do like Dragon Gate USA. Oh, Maki Ito. We do eventually get Maki Ito. Will Morrissey argument. OC's returned. Penta's out on loan. So, I forgot to change the picture again. That's fine. No one gets the night off. I'm happy to be pick best option. Daly's place is the best option. Don't need anything done. Locker room incidents. Bret Hart doesn't want team building. Chavo and Kenny Omega got in an argument. Chris Jericho is fun to be around. Joey Janela has been influenced by AJ Styles. An entire collection of 1999 WWF on the Internet Archives. That's fun. I imagine Shotgun Saturday Night having some, like, bangers on it. AEW Dynamite 2. So once again, we have our AEW Dynamite opening. Like, I'm sure any Taka Michinoku match on Shotgun was enjoyable. Cody, Pac, Penta, and Bandito. Dustin, Hangman, Kenny, Nick, Ortiz. Nice. Just make this a hype, pre-taped video. AEW Dynamite opening. Once again, the commentary team is Jim Ross. Shock. Dude. Miss Steve Blackman so much, man. The announced team is Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, and Excalibur. A video package aired to set up the Young Bucks against Private Party in the tag team title tournament. So 3 minutes, hype, pre-taped video, in fact it can be 2. Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, Isaiah, and Mark Quinn. Nice. Young Bucks get a big pop for their entrance, but as we all remember, it's Private Party who managed to beat the Young Bucks. Quinn made a blind tag and Cassidy hit a reverse Rana, and Quinn hit a Hurricane Rana into a cutter by Cassidy called the Gin and Juice. Quinn went up top and hit a shooting star press, but Matt kicked out by getting his shoulder up. The Bucks set up for a double tag team finisher, but Cassidy pulled Nick off the apron and Quinn rolled up Matt for the upset win in 13 minutes. Steal the show, Victor, Isaiah, keep Matt strong since he'll be the loser, and a flash pinfall. All good? Yeah, Nick. What if I also keep you strong, Nick? Nick Jackson's furious. Oh, he's extremely happy anyway. He can be furious once or twice. Post-match, Private Party went into the crowd to celebrate with fans. Mark, Isaiah, Nick Jackson. This is the point where, like, they kind of disappear. Like, they don't really do too much Private Party for the next, like, 4 years. So the new heel group of Jericho, Hager, Santana, Ortiz, and Sammy Guevara make their entrance. Jericho lets us know his name and reminds us that he is Le Champion. Jericho said Guevara was a Spanish god. Jericho spoke about Santana and Ortiz calling them psychos. Jericho then talked about the giant Jake Hager behind him, former world champion. Jericho says these are his closest confidants, and this is his inner circle. Jericho said he didn't care if you're the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, or some stupid son of a bitch Cody. And he ranted about his opponent Cody at full gear, claiming he is entitled because he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. Jericho said, Jericho introduces us to his closest confidants, his inner circle. Insults Cody, Bucks, and Omega. That's it, full stop. Jericho said he didn't care. Jericho was on full gear. Cody, it's a spoon in his mouth. Nice. So Chris Jericho cut the promo, put Santana, Ortiz, Sammy, and Jake Hager talking about Cody, Nick Jackson, Matt Jackson, and Kenny. And they've already got Inner Circle t-shirts. Jimmy Havoc makes his entrance to the ring. We don't talk about Jimmy Havoc. So we have Darby against Jimmy. Instead, we're going to do Darby against Jimmy Jacobs. Havoc hit a Tiger Driver in 1998 Cradle Pile Driver for a 2 count as Alan got his hand on the bottom rope. Alan got a roll up for 2. Alan got some revenge with some finger biting of his own. Darby with a stunner, and then he went up top with a backsplash called the Coffin Drop onto Havoc for the win in 10 minutes. That means that Darby Allin would challenge Jericho for the title next week on Dynamite. Up next is let me put that here. Yeah. Up next is a 2v2 in which we have Bea Priestley, who we don't have. So Baby Allison and Emi Sakura taking on Britt Baker and AEW Women's Champion Riho. Riho went in and took out Sakura and went after Priestley, while Baker got a neckbreaker for the two. Baker with an elbow strike to the head, a neckbreaker, and a stretch submission, leading to the tap out in 9 minutes. So Britt Baker gets the win here. Post-match, Priestley tries to get in the face of Baker, but the referees and Riho break it up. Allison tries to get in the face of Baker, but the referees and Riho break it up. Baby Allison, Riho, and Britt. A video featuring the best friends duo of Chuck and Trent hugging. Trent and Chuck were at ringside where they interviewed. They were asked how they are feeling. Taylor said, "Don't ask us, ask this guy." And it was Orange Cassidy in the front row with his thumb up in the air. The fans popped. Nice, right. Trent and Chuck were at ringside where they interviewed. They were asked how they were feeling. Taylor says, "Don't ask us, ask this guy." And it was Orange Cassidy in the front row with his thumb up in the air. Should do that. Orange Cassidy makes his Dynamite debut. B-Butt. His Dynamite debut in the front row with a thumb up in the air. So Tony Schiavone, not Tony Khan, is the interviewer. Chuck, cutting a promo. Trent, Orange Cassidy. That's fine. Up next is Jon Moxley against Shawn Spears. Jon Moxley against Shawn Spears with Tully Blanchard as his manager. Spears and Moxley exchanged strikes. Forearm to the face by Spears, then Mox came back with a running clothesline. Blanchard with a distraction, and Spears came back with the Ushigoroshi slam into the knee for the 2 count. When Spears went for another slam, Moxley hit the paradigm shift for the win after 12 minutes. After the match, Kenny Omega showed up with a barbed wire baseball bat and a barbed wire broom. Omega were facing off with Mox, so Pac grabbed a steel chair and hit Omega in the back. Storyline: Mox vs Omega. Let's add Pac. Spot. Away broom. Omega was facing off with Moxley, so Pac grabbed a steel chair and hit Omega. Nice. Let's have Kenny, Jon Moxley, and Pac. Dustin Rhodes then makes his entrance. Hangman Adam Page makes his. So we have Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara against Dustin and Page. Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara against Dustin, and I assume Hangman is out, so instead to exclude already booked, who can we do? Save, book, anyone kinda local. Search any male wrestler. Maybe someone who's like, I don't know, 35 and older. Goldberg, maybe not. Chris Harris, Jimmy Rave, La Parker, Sam Shaw, Tim Sabisco. Let's just do Dustin and Kota. Kota's the token elite member that shows up in these things. Jericho tagged in and Rhodes hit him with a sunset flip bomb for the 2. Rhodes knocked Guevara down and set up Jericho in the corner. Hager went into the ring and punched Rhodes. The ref didn't see it because he was checking on Guevara. Jericho hit the Judas Effect elbow on Dustin for the win in 14 minutes. Chris Jericho, loser Dustin. Is this the main event? It is. Storytelling. Loser is Dustin. Outside interference finish on Dustin by Jake Hager. After the match was over, Hager with a clothesline that sent Page out of the ring. Kota out of the ring. The lights were out of the arena. When the lights came on, Cody Omega was there. Rhodes hits a crossroads on Guevara. Full stop. Stare down between Jericho and Rhodes, but Santana and T showed up for the save. MJF ran out with a steel chair. He attacked Jericho, Santana, Ortiz. Jericho attacked MJF. The Bucks save and Darby got Jericho on the ramp. After the match was over, the inner circle brawl with the elite storyline. We can add what is it? MJF to this in a sporting room. Brawl with the elite until Darby takes out Jericho. So we have Chris Jericho, Santana, Ortiz, Jake Hager, and Sammy against Cody, Kota, Dustin, Nick Jackson, Matt Jackson, and Darby. I think that's everyone. Ah, shit. Book another 23 minutes. So since that's the main event, we can make that a little longer. Oh wait, how long is that match? 14 minutes. This, because it's the main event angle, can go on 6. We can add maybe a 2v2. Which we have Penta and Bandito take on Faces Men. Who do they take on? Take on Flamita and Puma King. How long do we need? 13. Boop, boop, boop. Put Bandito over. Nice. Put that here. What's the issue? Nick Jackson's furious. Matt's used too much. Mark Quinn, Isaiah Castillo, and Sammy Guevara are used too much. Where is Penta? Why are you irritated? You just don't like the booking team, that's fine. What if I give you 21,000? You're a happy little boy. go. We've got AEW Dynamite opening. I forgot to do some pre-show matches, but all's fine. A video package aired to set up the Bucks against Private Party. In a bout which had good wrestling but didn't have much heat, Private Party defeated the Young Bucks in 13:02 when Isaiah pinned Matt with a quick roll-up. Post-match, Private Party went into the crowd to celebrate with the fans. In a decent wild brawl, Darby defeated Jimmy Jacobs in 10:29 by pinfall with a coffin drop. Jericho introduces us to his closest confidants, his inner circle. Jericho said he doesn't care if you're the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, or that stupid son of a bitch Cody. Jericho ranted about his full gear opponent Cody, claiming he was entitled because he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. Subpar wrestling in a non-existent crowd heat, Britt Baker and Riho defeated Baby Allison and Emi Sakura, when Baker pinned Emi with a curb stomp. Post-match, Allison tries to get in the face of Baker, but the referee and Riho break it up. Good match with a decent reaction from the crowd, the Mexa brothers defeated Flamita and Puma King, when Bandido pinned Flamita with a Revolution Fly. Trent and Chuck were ringside where they were interviewed. They asked how they're feeling. Taylor says, "Don't ask us, ask this guy." And it was Orange Cassidy in the front row with his thumb up. In a bout which had great heat and decent wrestling, Mox defeated Spears in 12:15 by submission with the bully choke. After the match, Omega showed up with a barbed wire baseball bat and barbed wire broom. Omega was facing off with Mox, so Pac grabbed a steel chair and hit Omega in the back. And in our main event, in a good match, the inner circle of Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara defeated Dustin and Kota, when Jericho submitted Dustin with the walls of Jericho after interference from Jake Hager. After the match was over, Hager with a clothesline that sent Kota out the ring. The lights went out in the arena. When the lights came back on, Cody Rhodes was there. Showdown between Jericho and Rhodes, but Santana showed up for the save, and Ortiz. MJF ran out to the ring with a steel chair. He attacked Jericho, Santana and Ortiz, until Jericho attacked MJF. The Bucks save and Darby got Jericho on the ramp. Finish, not the best of ends, but 69, I'll take that. Means we don't lose any pop. 67,000 is fine. Hopefully when we eventually get a few more TV deals, get that pop up in the UK and stuff, then we can do a bit better. Don't fully have that TNT money yet. WWE made a contract offer. What were we up against? NXT. Excellent. Once again, Io Shirai was the star. What about us? Dynamite. Great. Drew a lot of praise. I'll take that. Ricochet and Black defeated Montez Ford and Leo Rush. Pretty good. Io defeated Taynara Conti. Again. Vanessa Bourne defeated Nikki Cross by countout. Dakota Kai defeated Joanne Carpenter, Candice LeRae and Shayna Baszler in a ladder match. Who's Rage Inc? So Rick Boogs and the War Raider defeated Unknown Rage Inc, which is Kona Reeves and Raul Mendoza. Fair enough. Let me actually change the AEW Dynamite picture. Nice. Save. Perfect. Now that's finally fixed. Let's sort out some of our morale issues. Ali is a manager without any clients, so Pepper Parks, manager, Ali, save, Butcher, manager, Ali. Let's change Pepper Parks to the Blade, change Ali to the Bunny. Billy Gunn has some morale issues. Let's give you 21 or 31,000, I guess. I'm very happy with that since you only get 900 a month. Awesome Kong, you can get a bonus at 21,000. Taz, don't know why you're irritated. John Moxley, why would you be irritated? Chief Enforcers, you should be a Chief Enforcer, Mox. How much do you want? How much do you want? You're on 194,000. I'm gonna have to give you the world for you to be happy. Fuck me. Inner Circle, Chief Enforcers. Ugh, of course you are. Where's John Moxley? There you go. Now you'll be happy. Anyone unhappy now? Eddie Kingston. What are you annoyed about? You're always going to be annoyed. I have 41,000. It's the good thing about being AEW. You have way too much money. You're irritated. You still don't need that. There you go. Now you're finally happy. No. Financially, how are we doing this month? 500,000 in the red. Thought so. That's fine. Everything will even out. We have more money than what we're making. Taz is always irritated, brother. I feel that. Taz isn't a manager. Oh, he does become a manager. That's fine. Alright. Let's continue to the next show. Is there anything? We'll probably do one more Dynamite. Maybe call it a day. But let's see what's on the Dynamite after. Private Party against Lucha Brothers. SoCal Uncensored against the Dark Order. Kenny Omega against Joey Janela. Cody makes his little promo. Bucks against Best Friends. Britt Baker. Jimmy Hayter is on. Do you like Jamie Hayter? Pack against Mox. Time at draw. So it looks like we might just only need to hire Jamie Hayter. Two former NXT champions moved to the main roster. Roxanne Perez and Julia. Fair. That meant anything to me, I'd care. Thought I do like Julia. Got some bangers on today. I've recently been playing like city pop versions of like Pokemon or Mario soundtracks. A lot of people are complaining in the comments about AI. And that like you can tell the music's AI and they're hitting wrong notes and you can't distinguish instruments. I think it sounds fine. If any actual musicians want to make city pop versions of Nintendo tracks, I'll absolutely listen to them. Until then, I quite enjoy listening to these, so I hope I don't get battered for it. Jamie Hayter. Tea tonight is a Guinness chicken stew, vegan chicken. I'm thinking of doing like maybe a Marmite mash. I think that might work well. Probably bread and butter, because I'm British and I fucking love bread and butter. ICW made Bret Hart an offer, that's fine. Glacier's retired, that's fine. House show was held in New England, and that's also fine. Glacier, what? You work as a... You can be whatever's needed. It's fine. As long as you can work as a road agent, we won't get rid of you. So 3 more days, that is fine. That's a great picture of Billy Corrigan. I feel like normally he kind of looks like shit, if I'm honest. Doesn't look great recently. Part of me would kind of like to do something like a modern day NWA save. In my head I'd like it, but I'm not very good at being creative on my own. But he did kind of look like Paul Ellering. The reason I book the way I book, following what happens in real life, is because I'm not very creative, I don't believe. I don't really enjoy coming up with storylines myself. I like kind of following what's happening and making my own little twists from time to time. As much as I'd love to book a modern day NWA and make it a lot more NWA-y, I think it's one of those saves that in theory I'd enjoy, in execution I wouldn't. In case anyone's interested. I do wonder who this guy is and if he's still involved. In NXT. In 2021 he was released from NXT, ending his 9-year tenure. Fair. He actually kind of looks a lot better and a lot more kind of professional than that picture makes him out to be. But I did just see an article there. Sami Callihan recalls former WWE exec Canyon Seaman telling him, "I don't go out my way to hire 5'8" white kids from Ohio," which, very funny. Do you remember when Sami Callihan was sent home from I think it was a New Japan tour because he kept getting heat with all the boys? House shows were held, that is good. Jimmy Hayter, perfect, she's a heel. I would just like a more Jimmy Hayter, cocky, that's fine. A more NXT picture of her. All of these are lovely, to be fair. That's probably a less recent one. What was it, Sami? I need to find out. Sami Callihan, NXT, not NXT, New Japan. That's it, he was kissing everyone. New Japan management has told Sami Callihan to stop kissing wrestlers during matches. Which I think is so fucking funny. Alright, let's carry on with Dynamite. AEW 10-16. No one gets the night off. I am happy to be in Daly's place. Don't need a booking team meeting. The meeting sees myself and Nick Jackson get on well. Joey Janela has a backstage angle. Daniels has been passing on tips to his protege Austin. Bryce and Chelsea Green have bonded recently. DDP ran some drills for 7 students. Cody ran drills for 10 students. Jamie Hayter set up a pancake station. Brian Cage told some funny stories. Darby was not happy with Excalibur's team building efforts. Neither was Pac, neither was Kingston. Don't need to address the locker room. As always, we get the AEW Dynamite opening. That's a 3-minute hype pre-taped video featuring Jericho, Mox, Cody, DDP I guess, Jim Ross, Pac, Penta, Anderson, let's do Bandito, Darby, Dustin, Hangman, Kenny, whose picture seems to have changed without me doing anything, Kota, Nick, Ortiz, Spears. Nice. The SoCal Uncensored team of Daniels and Kazarian made their entrance, but the Lucha Brothers attacked SCU from behind on the entrance ramp. Sky was on cue to make the save. So we have Frankie, Scorpio, Chris Daniels, Bandito, and Penta. 3 minutes should do. Is everyone in the kind of tag team storyline? Daniels, Scorpio, Frankie, Ad Worker, Penta supporting, and Penta, Ray Felix, Bandito. Ad storyline AEW, Bucks vs LAX. Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, Santana, Ortiz. Yes. The champion, we also had Santana, Ortiz, Cody, yeah. So the match still goes on despite the attack. It's Kaz and Scorpio against Chuck and Trent. Team Kaz and Scorpio against Best Friends. Sky tagged back in and Kazarian hit a powerbomb, leading to a dropkick by Sky for the win after 11 minutes. Let's stick Frankie Kaz over. Next up, I was trying to see if there was an angle, but there isn't any. 2v2, next up we have Santana Ortiz against Alex Reynolds and John Silver, where they are proud and powerful. Santana went up top and they hit a double team move of a powerbomb blockbuster combo called the Street Sweeper for the win after 2 minutes. Teams, proud and powerful. Two minutes. Ortiz. Let's have this match steal the show. Video. Jericho said he knew Santana and Ortiz would dominate. Jericho said not only are Santana and Ortiz ready to beat up everyone in AEW, Jericho said that Santana and Ortiz want to beat the crap out of Nick and Matt Jackson. Chris Jericho cutting a promo with Santana, just on character development, same with Ortiz. on Nick and Matt. Hook. Hopefully we can find a little angle to fit here. So there's a video showing Cody and Brandy in their house, with Brandy telling him about the plans they had, but he wasn't paying attention. Brandy said when she found out Cody was challenging Jericho for the title, they knew they would lose him, meaning all his focus would be on the title match. Brandy said Cody won't rest until he beats Jericho for the AEW title. So that's featuring Brandy, Cody, there's Diamond Dallas Page, MJF. I think that's everyone. Chris Jericho off screen. Put that here, that'll be fine. Britt Baker makes her entrance for a AEW Women's Championship match against Riho. Britt Baker. Baker slapped on a lockjaw submission. Riho didn't open her mouth. Then she did for a moment, and Riho counted it into a pinfall for their 3-count victory in 9 minutes. Title, AEW World Women's. Post-match, Baker extends a hand, and Riho shook her hand and left with the championship. So Britt, we might as well add to the storyline at this point. Britt and Riho. 2 minutes should do. And then the team of Marco Stunt and Jungle Boy continue the AEW Tag Team Tournament against Penta and Bandido. This was going to be Luchasaurus, but he has an injury at the moment. Bandido against Jungle Boy and Marco. Oh, I knew that sneeze was coming. Pentagon went back in with a destroyer. Fenix elbows on Stunt, and Pentagon got the tag, leading to a spinning slam and grabbing Stunt's hair. Pentagon went for the arm breaker on Stunt. Fenix hit a double front stomp on Stunt into a pile driver by Pentagon for the pinfall after 11 minutes. Stick this on Bandido, steal the show. Let's make this match the Wild Brawl. Nice. A video package aired, type in Full Gear. Hit that V, perfect. So just Chris Jericho, Cody, Pac, Penta. We just do wrestlers. Sean Spears, Ortiz, Nick, Kota, Kenny, Hangman, Dustin, Darby. Up next is Jon Moxley and Pac against Kenny Omega and Adam Page. Jon Moxley and Pac against Kenny Omega. I guess Hangman is still injured, so instead we need face. Who else is wrestling tonight? Chris Jericho against Darby. I think we could do. Who wins? Oh, Kenny Omega and Page. Let's do Kenny Omega and Cody then. Pac told Moxley to use his head. Mox gave him the double middle fingers and hit him with the double underhook DDT on his own partner. Page followed up with the buckshot lariat. Omega hit the V-trigger knee. Page hit the Deadeye Slam as he covered Pac for the win. So I guess Kenny Omega can win, with the loser being Pac after, if we do a turn, Pac with John Moxley turning on Pac. Yeah, that's fine. About 15 minutes. Nice. Page and Omega celebrated the win, leading to a break. Yeah, that's fine. We'll stick that as the angle. Is it Page or is it Cody and Omega celebrate the win? Cody, Kenny, and John. Nice. Perfect. And then we have a Philly street fight for the AEW World Title. So can we do a 1v1 hardcore? We have Chris Jericho against Darby Allin. Jericho went down, grabbing his face. The referee checked on him. Allin went to the turnbuckle, and there's Jack Swagger with a punch to the face of Allin. The referee never saw it, even though it would have been allowed anyway. Jericho capitalized the walls of Jericho, and Allin gave up while his hands were tied up in about 16 minutes. Make it 18. AEW World, Chris Jericho, storytelling, interference finish on Darby Allin by Jake Hager. Jericho celebrated with the AEW World Title. He got a hug from Jake Hager, and the other members came out to celebrate with a little bit of bubbly. That's fine. Chris Jericho, Santana, Ortiz, Sammy, Jake, Darby. 4 minutes. Perfect. What do we need? Another 13. Alright, let's add a quick 3v3. Let's do a men's. We could probably do. Is there anyone that could be further up? Let's do Orange Cassidy. Exclude booked. OC in the books against heels. Billy, Austin, and Kip Saban. How long do we need? 13 minutes. Let's stick Orange Cassidy over. Nice. 79%, so would not be penalised. What does book analysis say? Nothing at all. Let's add a couple of pre-show matches. We can have the Butcher and the Blade go over face, men's, Sunny Kiss, and Brandon Cutler, I guess. I don't think either is still with the company. 4 minutes, stick Butcher over. Pre-show, and let's have a 3v3. Face, men's. So Isaiah, Mark Quinn, and let's do Dustin. He could probably do doing a little further up against Peter Avalon, Alan Angels and Preston Vance. 6 minutes, stick Dustin over. Nice. So in a bout which had subpar wrestling and a non-existing crowd heat, the Butcher and the Blade defeated Sonny Kiss and Brandon Cutler when the Butcher pinned Cutler. Again, decent wrestling but little heat. Dustin Rhodes and Private Party defeated Alan Angels, Peter Avalon and Preston Vance when Dustin pinned Alan with a lifting reverse DDT. We get the AEW Dynamite opening, and in a bout which had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, Orange Cassidy and the Bucks defeated Kip Sabian and the Gun Club when OC pinned Kip with a Superman punch. The SoCal Uncensored team of Daniels and Kaz made their entrance, but the Lucha Brothers attacked SCU from behind, and Sky was on cue to make the save. In a decent match, SCU defeated Best Friends when Kaz pinned Trent with the Wave of the Future. Brandy said Cody won't rest until he beats Jericho for the AEW title. An extremely short match, Proud and Powerful defeated Reynolds and Silver when Ortiz submitted Alex Reynolds. Jericho said he knew Santana and Ortiz would dominate. Jericho said not only is Santana or Ortiz ready to beat up anyone in AEW, but they also want to beat the crap out of Nick and Matt Jackson. In a bout which had subpar wrestling and little heat, Riho defeated Baker in 8:42 with a Northern Lights suplex to make defense number 1 of the AEW Women's World title. Post-match, Baker extended a hand and Riho shook it and left with the title. Good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd. The Mexa Brothers defeated Jurassic Express when Bandido pinned Marco with a Revolution flag. We got a video package for Full Gear on November 9th. In a superb match, Omega and Cody defeated Mox and Pac when Omega pinned Pac with a cross-legged Fisherman's Buster after Mox turned on Pac. Cody and Omega celebrated the win, leading us into our main event of Jericho defeating Darby in a hardcore match in 1743 with the Walls of Jericho, following interference from Hager. Jericho makes defense number 1 of the AEW World title. Jericho celebrated with the title and even got a hug from Hager. 74, that's what we need. Financially made 88, that's fine. Pop went up everywhere as it should. Ooh. Should we have another one? Team Riho, thank you TARDIS Mechanic. Let's go. Let's do the next show. Why not? My night is just this or Oblivion, so I don't really mind. I'm happy to do both. So the AEW Dynamite for the 23rd of October. Don't think there's anyone new. What's going on? Bret Hart been hired by ICW, of course. The ICW wants him. Jim Ross thinks John Silver is good in the ring. We should push him. Pay rise request from Bandido, that's absolutely fine. Jeff Cobb wants a pay rise request. So does Tennille. So what did we get? Dynamite 3. Great, drew a lot of praise. NXT. Excellent Io Shirai star performance. Once a fucking again taking on Tainara Conti. There's no way are they doing a best of 7? Fucking hell, look at this. Conti. Gonzalez. Conti. Vanessa Bourne. Conti. Fuck me. Is Io... Yeah, still wrestling for WWE. Fair enough. Adam Cole and Montez defeated Ricochet and Black in a ladder match. For Undisputed Era defeated Leo Rush and Dijak. Interview with Triple H, Dakota Kai defeated Shayna. That's a fair show. Why is Alex Reynolds bad gimmick? Yeah. Oh god, I just keep clicking things. I don't know what's going on. Merchandise. Oh, merchandise is definitely. Should be a lot more than that. Rapid. Top 100s. It's fine. Yeah, it's the usual stuff's going on. Advance to the next show. Natalie Skies, what are you up to now? Natalie Sykes, my apologies. Korea. He's still wrestling. You wrestled 5 days ago. In Salford. For Salford City Wrestling, that'll be why. Who was in the main event of it? Jack Johnson again. I don't know any of these people. Fair play, so good. I can't seem to find Dorden because I don't have to do the little, what's it called? The accent above the O. I said Dorden wrestler and it does just come up with draws. There we go, I found it. Dorden wrestler. It turns out this guy's retired. Seven years ago he was already retired. He also, by the looks of it, was an MMA fighter. Who last lost in 2022. Things you learn, man. Things you learn. Shannon Moore is still wrestling for NWA. Oh, there's an 8-man tag on Dynamite. Kenny Omega, Mark Briscoe, Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight against Okada, Ricochet, Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson. Huh. Cena versus Cody was one of the most overpromised and underdelivered main events ever in wrestling. Dave compares it to Hogan versus Sting in WCW. That's fair. I can kind of understand that. I haven't watched it, but I've heard nothing but not great things about that match. I can't believe it. I don't know the exact reason behind it. But I don't know why Travis Scott was there. It's not something that makes sense for me. Ooh, the New Japan Best of the Super Juniors 32 block has been announced. Kushida, Wato, Ninja Mac, Hiromu, Fujita, Akira, Clark Connors, Robbie X is a mad one, Kanamura, Dragon Dai, and Block B is Desperado. I can't believe Taguchi's still going. Yo, Sho, Kevin Knight, Titan, Robbie Eagles, Ishimori, Nick Wayne, which is cool, and Mao. Fucking love Mao. Mao deserves the world. Oh, there's B Priestley. Are you... B Priestley. Are you still under like a written? Oh no, you're not handshake. Oh yeah, I didn't hire you because Sadie Gibbs doesn't like you. That's fine. I don't like B Priestley, so... Kota Ibushi's been landed as Stardom, that's fair. Brian Alvarez said, I remembered the pop for Triple H, Tombstone and Undertaker and almost breaking the streak. And I swear on everything, the pop for Dom Mysterio when the IC title was louder. The place exploded. It was the loudest pop the entire weekend, the loudest pop I've ever heard. That's quite sweet. I feel happy for Dom Mysterio. I found out recently he was meant to go to New Japan and be a young lion until WWE until WWE gave him an offer. Eddie Kingston had a clash, Billy Starks is fun to be around, Bowers and Mox butted heads, DDP ran some drills, Cody ran some drills, Darby had an angle idea, Emi Sakura has been passing on tips to Riho, Jim Ross and Anthony Ogogo have been hanging out. I wouldn't have minded to see young Lion Dom. Then he would have gone on an excursion. I like the idea of Dominic Mysterio going to the tomb. AEW Dynamite opening. Kota Ibushi is never going to escape being in AEW at this point. Perfect, the show starts right off with Private Party against the Lucha Brothers. So, Mexa Brothers, Private Party. How is Bandito's pop? Popularity, track progress. Oh yeah, so he's like jumped up. Ever since, well not specifically because of us pushing him, but ever since we pushed him. Pentagon with a super kick on Quen, then he hit the Canadian Destroyer on Cassidy. Phoenix jumped off the top with a kick to the face. Pentagon retched on the arm with an arm breaker. Pentagon lifted Quen up and Fenix jumped off the top with a double foot stomp into a pile driver. And then Fenix jumped onto Cassidy on the floor. Pentagon pinned Quen for the pinfall and win after 12 minutes. Bandido steal the show. Pentagon, how's your popularity? I imagine it would have dipped while you were waiting for like AEW to start, and now it's doing bits. I couldn't risk, I had to sign a lot of people onto exclusive writtens because I couldn't risk them getting injured again. Lucha Brothers celebrated. Video of a guy working out. His name is Wardlow. Hype video of a guy working out. His name is Wardlow. Wardlow, character development, I guess. Let's do it as character development. Nice. Video was shown of the Dark Order. But yeah, need to learn my hotkeys again. 3 minutes, just Evil Uno and Stu Grayson. Nice. So it's SoCal Uncensored against Dark Order. 2v2. We have it's Kaz and Scorpio against the Dark Order. I probably should have been building them up. Sky came back with an Inseguri kick on Uno. Grayson with a clothesline on Sky, and then they dive over the top onto Kazarian. Kazarian came back with a leaping DDT over the top on Grayson. Kaz jumped over and hit a DDT onto Uno as well. Sky could put Grayson on his shoulders and topped him off into a knee by Kazarian for the SCU later double team move and the pinfall win in 14 minutes. 14 minutes seems quite long, that's fine. Scorpio Sky can get the win. Nice. Teams, where are they? SCU later. So that means it's going to be SCU taking on the Lucha Brothers to crown the first champions. Video to hype SCU facing the Lucha Brothers to crown the first AEW Tag Team Champions. Scorpio, Frankie, Daniels against Bandido, Penta, and Rey Fenix off screen. Nice. We then get Kenny Omega against Joey Janela. Omega moved, so Janela hit a senton dive onto the side of the apron. Omega with the V-trigger knee and the one-winged angel for the win in 13 minutes. Post-match, Omega checked on Janela to see if they were okay. Let's just do Kenny and Joey. Video promoting future events coming up, which includes the Full Gear pay-per-view. Once again, a hype, pre-taped video, 3 minutes. Maybe I'll never find a time to debut AJ Styles. Cody makes his entrance, and we hear from Cody. Cody was in the ring with Tony Schiavone there to interview him. Before Cody gets going, Chris Jericho and his Inner Circle friends tried to interrupt. Cody says he has grown up in front of the world So it's apropos for him to make the announcements here. Jericho says he knows Cody won't come up here because Cody is a coward. Dustin showed up to spot Cody and so did MJF. Jericho mocked MJF for wearing a scarf. Jericho told Cody just go. So another man showed up to help Cody. It was DDP. The quartet of Cody, Dustin, DDP and MJF went up the stairs to the private box where the inner circle was. This led to Jericho and his friends retreating. They all brawled in the hallways. Brawled with the inner circle who interrupted them. MGF, Diamond, Dustin, Cody cutting a promo. Same with Chris Jericho. Santana on speaking along with Ortiz, Sammy, and Jake Hager. 5 minutes is pretty good by me. The Young Bucks then make their entrance to take on Best Friends. Nick broke up the pin with a senton bomb. Taylor sent Nick out the ring. Matt no-sold a knee from Trent, then 2 super kicks. And Nick back in the ring for a super kick party. Nick up top. He took out Trent and Cassidy on the floor. The Bucks did more bang for your buck splash and the moonsault combo for the win on Taylor after 13 minutes. Did we steal the show? Yeah, this one can probably. Oh no, Wild Brawl. Wild Brawl. Probably be this one. Oop, Scoop. Have this one steal the show. Nice. Max Jackson did a promo after the match. Santana, Ortiz, we accept. And that was them accepting the match for Full Gear. Matt Jackson cutting a promo with Nick Jackson on Santana. Ortiz. At some point Matt Hardy debuts, so I need to see when that happens. There was a video on Britt Baker, who is a dentist. Type video on Britt Baker, who's a dentist. Great, let's do a cut the promo on Nyla and Riho. Jamie Hayter from England makes her entrance against Britt Baker. Baker with a swimming neckbreaker for the 2. Baker hit a super kick, followed by the submission where he hooks her arms into a lockjaw, leading for the tap out in 9 minutes. Next week it's SCU vs Lucha Brothers for the AEW title. We then get a replay of the brawl between Cody, Jericho and all their allies. It's official that Jericho against Cody for the world title at Full Gear. So we have Cody, Chris Jericho, Dustin, MJF, DDP, Santana, Ortiz, Sammy Guevara, and Jake Hager. Jimmy Hayter was interviewed backstage. Brandy Rhodes showed up, grabbed Hayter by the hair and tossed her down. Storyline. Should just add Brandy. It's bottom. Oh, she's in the King Kong one. Let's add Jamie here. Major. Great. Sporting. So Jamie here, cutting a promo with Justin Roberts. In fact, remove, let's do Alicia and Brandy. Character development. John Moxley makes his way to the ring, and it's John Mox against Pac. Is that our main event? It is. So it goes to a time limit draw after 20 minutes. Down, down, down. Storytelling. Where's time? There we go. Time limit finish. How are people angry at stuff being? Mox is always furious. That's fine. Now he's slightly not furious. Mox kicked the referee and hit him with a paradigm shift DDT. Time limit my ass. Nice, must cut 5 minutes, that's fine. Perfect. What does book analysis say? Stu Grace and Evil Uno used too much, and John Moxley is furious. Nice. Let's run. Oh no, do our pre-show matches. Let's do a 3v3. Let's have the Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny against. Let's hire a bunch of people. Face. Negotiate. Face. And Leon Scott, negotiate face. Let's also bring in 2 heels of, I don't know, Tim Zabisco and T-Money. Nice. We also need a local worker, search, reset search. AQA, that's fine. Bring you in as a face. Have a match, 3v3, the Butcher, the Bunny, and the Blade. Against face, men's. We have Aaron Epic, Jimmy Rave, and AQA. Pre-show, let's stick the Blade over. And then finally a 2v2 of Exclude Already Booked. We can have heel, male. Who do we have? Tim and T-Money. 2v2. Tim and T-Money taking on face, male, Orange Cassidy and Luchasaurus. Pre-show. OC going over. Nice. All looks good, let's run the show. In a terrible pre-show match, the Bunny, the Blade and the Butcher defeated Aaron Epic, Jimmy Rave and AQA when the Blade pinned Rave with a neckbreaker. In a pre-show bout that subpar wrestling in Little Heat, OC and Luchasaurus defeated Tim Zabisco and meant to be T-Money when OC pins Zabisco with the Superman Punch. The AEW Dynamite opening. In a bout which had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Mexa Brothers defeated Private Party in 11:55 when Bandido pinned Quen with a Revolution Fly. Video of a guy walking out, his name was Wardlow. The video of the Dark Order was also shown. In a decent match, the SCU defeated Dark Order when Sky pinned Grayson with an SCU later. We got a video to hype SCU facing the Lucha Brothers to crown the first tag team champions. Kenny Omega defeated Joey Janela in 11:27 with a cross-legged fisherman's buster. Post-match, Omega checked on Janela to see if he was okay. We got a video promoting future events coming up, which included Full Gear on November 9th. Cody was in the ring with Shivani there to interview him. Before Cody could get going, Jericho and his inner circle friends tried to interrupt. The quartet of Cody, Dustin, DDP and MJF went up the stairs to the private box where IC was. This led to Jericho and his friends retreating, and they all brawled in the hallways. Great heat and a decent reaction from the crowd. The Bucks defeated Best Friends in 1380. The two teams... Can you have team chemistry wrestling each other? When Matt Jackson pinned Trent with a Meltz driver. Matt Jackson did a promo after the match. Santana, Ortiz, we accept. We got a hype video on Britt Baker, who's a dentist. Britt Baker defeated Jamie Hayter in 7:20 with a curb stomp. We then got a replay of the brawl between Cody, Jericho and all their allies. And Jamie Hayter was interviewed. Brandy showed up, grabbed Hayter by the hair and tossed her down. And in our main event, in a bout which had fantastic heat, good wrestling, Mox drew with Pac when the time limit expired. Mox kicked the referee and hit him with a paradigm shift DDT. Time limit my anus. 73, happy with that. Financially lost money on that show. But Pop's still going up, so I'm happy with that. Boom. So before we go, let's see if there is anyone that needs to debut on the next show. Open with Cody and Dustin. Pyro goes off. We have Hangman Page against Sammy Guevara. Hopefully Page should be back. Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson are seen backstage. Just a handshake per show for a year. No one's got retirement for another run, that's fine. Handshake per show, no ironclad, 1 year. Same with Robert Gibson. Shanna makes her debut. Handshake, per show, no ironclad, get her for a year's contract. Video with Britt Baker. QT Marshall makes his debut. Oh, is everyone happy? If we could see. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Nice. Handshake per show. Yeah. 1 year is fine with me. We then get the contract signing for the AEW title. Then the main event, Kip Sabian, Angelico, Jack Evans, that's fine. John Moxley does a promo. Oh, then we have the tag team match. Celebrate to end the show, all is good there. Very quickly, let's just kind of check. I do want to check New Texas Pro, if that's alright. Johnny Cashmere runs it. Who are the champions? Trevor Murdoch, Jesse Bell, Vacant, DJ Hyde, of course. I'd expect nothing less. And GCW, Alex Colon, Vinny and John Walters, Cyclope, PCO, that's fair. I love that. Alright, going through. So Joey Janela had it, that's fine. Was beat by Tamatonga. 0 defences, had to vacate it, presumably signed a exclusive thing. Won by KTB. KTB lost it to Matrimont, that's fine. Nick Gage won it, sound. Nick Gage then lost it to Melina, who then lost it to RVD and now PCO. What more do you want? What is Ring of Honor doing? Is there any way we can attempt takeover? Fair enough. So they're doing nothing but make money. That's fine. Had a couple of rough months. Who were their champions? Oh, Amazing Kong. That's fine. Dalton Castle. Yeah, fair. Six-man tag is no one. It's been vacant for 57 days. Tag team, the Briscoes. I guess Chuck and Trent lost it when I signed them to exclusive deal. Tag team, television, Brandon Tate. Who else would it be? Alright. I'm rambling now, I could do this for a while. Just want to say thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it beyond the belief. Stay safe, look after each other. I'm always here.